Realizing how little the narcissist cared. Think about that for a minute. Everyone, if you like the content, please like, subscribe, and share. So the narcissist never cared. They didn't care about you. They didn't care about your kids, your stepchildren. They didn't care about your relationships. They didn't care about your hopes, dreams, or anything about you. They just cared about what you did. When you really drill into how little the narcissist cares about people, you, myself, and anyone that they took advantage of, it's absolutely disgusting, but it's true. You see, the narcissist is a ticking time bomb, and they, over time, show you who they are. Truth be told, in the beginning of that relationship, they give you little slices, little breadcrumbs of who they really were, but you couldn't figure it out because you weren't educated on what toxicity was. You were trusting, you were giving to a fault, maybe a people pleaser. You certainly had a high level of empathy. You did not have boundaries, and you were unaware, you were naive, you were uneducated on the narcissistic abusive cycle. But when you realize how little they cared about you and about anybody, it's absolutely mind-blowing to understand or to wrap your head around the fact that A, you went through that relationship. It was real. B, you made it out. Yes, you did. And C, you're healing, which is what you're doing. You see, this relationship has spun your world upside down. It's taken you, a trusting, kind, loving, stable, healthy person, and it's actually made you understand that on the planet called Earth, there are different types of human beings. And some people are similar to you, not as many as we would like. But then at the other side of the spectrum, there are toxic people, people who want to take advantage of people, people who don't care about other people. And that's where the narcissist lies. Speaking of lying, yeah, the narcissist lies both ways. One, they lie in wait, meaning they lurk around corners, they lurk around dark spaces, they spend all their existence in that low vibrational state, and they also lie, as in L-I-E. That's how little they cared about you. Jumping on the lying part, think about it. Have you ever lied in your life? Yes, you have. Have I? Absolutely. But when you did it, maybe you told a white lie or a fib, or you made a mistake and you learned that maybe you hurt somebody when you were younger and you shouldn't be doing that. That was my experience. Then over time you realized, hey, do the right thing, and others should do the right thing as well. And there's no reason to lie, because lying will just consume you. Lying will just make you feel bad. Lying will do nothing but disrupt your own energy. See, that's because you have a conscience. That's because you are an empath. That's because you are committed and you want the best for the planet. The narcissist lies so easily and effortlessly because they don't care about anybody. That's why they can talk out of both sides of their mouth. That's why today what they say, tomorrow throw it out the window. What they said in the past, they will tell you they never said it, i.e. gaslighting. What they told you in the future that will never come to fruition, they never said it, or they'll string you along, future faking. You see, there's so many definitions in the glossary on the narcissistic abusive cycle that you had to learn. And this is a good thing that you had to learn them. Not that you went through the relationship, not that you went through the cycle, but that you're getting the wisdom and you're understanding that you are the priority. You come first, second, and third. Specifically, once you've healed and healed properly and understand that, yeah, the narcissist never cared about you. They didn't care about anything about you other than what you did for them. You have to also remember the narcissist is looking for opportunities. They're looking for the next new shiny object. They're looking for the next relationship to enter and the former relationship to extinguish, which is why the narcissist is always monkey branching from one relationship to the next. Or as I used to share in videos, and I'll say it again, they used to jump in a pond. The narcissist would jump from one person's lily pad to the next, to the next, to the next. And once they jumped off someone's lily pad, that lily pad wouldn't be floating any longer. That's what the narcissist wants to do. They want to take the best from people, give them absolutely nothing in return but a relationship they have to heal from. The narcissist won't give you closure, they won't be accountable, and they will, as that relationship progresses or progress, they will show you who they are over time. Again, you weren't educated on this, so how could you know that somebody that you were making excuses for was doing it deliberately, intentionally, and on purpose? How could you know that somebody was being late for events or dinners or barbecues or holidays on purpose and deliberately? How could you know that when you spent 3 hours years ago at a gift shop or at a mall picking out the perfect Christmas gift for a person who you fell in love with, who never cared about you, that when you would gift them that gift, that they will look at you on a Christmas morning and say, I'm never going to wear this. I'm going to return it. And you, who just got married, let's say a few months earlier in this year, years gone by, would be crushed, broken, your Christmas blown up. You'd be doubting yourself. And yes, that is a true story, as are so many things I share with you here. Having said these things, the narcissist never cared about you. They never cared about anything. And when you really flip the coin for a moment, I've talked about how you do care, how you are honest and genuine, and you make mistakes like I do, but the narcissist does the same things deliberately, intentionally, and on purpose. Flip the coin again. There's a different side to this, which is the narcissist wants to have people doubt themselves. They want to have people not believe in themselves, and they want to cause and create damage to people. There is a huge difference between picking somebody up. Let's say you got out of work Friday at 5 and you're going to pick somebody up at 5:30 who turned out to be the narcissist. There's a big difference between you getting stuck in traffic and being a few minutes late, maybe you're there at 5:35 and pick them up, than them having to pick you up at 5:30 on the Friday, and they were late on purpose, and say they didn't pick you up till 7, till 6:30, maybe it was even 5:30, who knows, but they did it deliberately because you were not on the top of their priority list. They were too busy getting supply from doing something else. Or let's say that they were at work a little bit later. Did they text you and call you and say, hey, I'm going to be late? Of course not. Why would they do that? That requires effort. The narcissist doesn't want to put effort into anything that doesn't benefit them. And once they get what they want, they don't want it any longer. And they punish that person for being themselves. I've said that for years in videos. So think about what I shared with you a moment ago. If you were late to pick up the narcissist, well, that wasn't deliberately. You probably tried your best to get there on time. That's what I used to do. Well, they wouldn't think twice about picking you up because they don't care. They didn't care. Think about this. When you were sick, what's the one rule or one of the rules around the narcissist with being sick? That's right. Don't get sick around the narcissist. I created that video a few times, specifically 2 weeks ago. You should check it out. When you're sick around these people, they will do anything but be there for you. They will not pick up your meds. They will not go to the doctor with you. They will not wait for you. They will yawn. They will hoo. They will ha. They will complain. They will say that if you have a medical concern, that they have the same thing or worse. They will be unavailable. They will tell you that they can't handle going to the doctors. They don't like to see people in pain. But what are they really doing? They're isolating you as you have to go to the doctor and get the prescription or the meds or the consultation. They are twisting the knife in you. This is what happens with these people. They're showing you how little they care about you and about anybody. And let's take that medical example again. I had multiple medical examples or experiences, but let's say the medical example. When you're at the doctor office, maybe the narcissist was sitting right next to you on their smartphone, not doing anything, acting like they're more concerned about playing Candy Crush or playing some game on their smartphone or getting new supply sources from dating apps or whatever than paying attention to you and your concerns. Basically, they are lowering you down on the food chain. You're not even on a pedestal at this point. You're trying to prop them up and get them to pay attention to you and the doctor who you're supposed to be listening to, but they don't care. And they were showing you this. These are two prime examples being picked up in the doctor. How about another one with money? What does the narcissist love more than money? They love your money more than money. And what did you do when you were in the relationship? Well, you most likely were paying for an awful lot of things, whether you knew it or not, while the narcissist was most likely squirreling away their money, wherever they were hiding it, buying properties, crypto, gold, I don't know what it was. Now, does every narcissist do that? No, but do a lot of them do that? Yes, they do, but they will claim that they never had money. So what does the narcissist do when you're living with them? Maybe you married them, or maybe it was a roommate, or maybe it was a parent or a sibling or somebody, who knows, or you're dating somebody. They slowly will infiltrate your house, and they will slowly take it over, and they will slowly break the contracts, whether they were verbal or written or oral. Meaning, yeah, I agree, I'll pay half the bills, I'll pay half the rent, and I'll pay all these things, and I'll take the trash out, and I'll cook and clean and whatever, and you have to do your part. Well, you found out that lasted about 2 days. And then they slowly began to not care and not do things. Why? Because now they were what is termed as, what some of us know what this old school term is, a squatter. They're now squatting in your territory, in your apartment, in your house. And the less they do, the more you have to do. The more you have to do, the less you want to do, because you're getting burned out, because you're doing the workload of two people, which is cooking, cleaning, paying bills, taking care of dogs, paying internet and all these things, and holding a 9-to-5 job down. And that's not even counting the blood-sucking vampire narcissist stealing your energy in the same household where you were living. See, they were showing you how little they cared. So going back to the money part of that, When your money runs out, the narcissist usually runs out, or when they deem that they have enough money and you don't have anything or very little, again, that's when they will run out. I just shared 3 huge nuggets of wisdom with you. I will share a few more and then I'll close the video. When you realize how little the narcissist cared about you or about anything, it's jaw-dropping, it's eye-opening, it's mind-blowing, because these people, they're everywhere. They're on the bus, they're in the coffee shop, they're in the class you're taking, they're in the class you're teaching, they are at work, they're in traffic, they're at the hot yoga class, they're in the Pilates class, they are on the vacation spot where you're in, they're in the hotel, they're everywhere. Now, do I believe that everyone's the narcissist? Absolutely not. What I'm saying is you are different than most people. You are stronger than you know. And you are now realizing that this person you're considering, or these people, they never cared about you. They just cared about what you would do for them. Let's say this, let's say that you, to the narcissist, were arm candy, which means you made them feel good and look good when you entered the events or you entered the barbecues or whatever you did. Meaning, let's say the narcissist was 10, 20, 30 years older than you, or maybe they were younger than you. I can't tell you, but maybe your job for them was to make them look better. Maybe they weren't the most physically attractive person. And to me, physical features are just what they are. They look differently and we all have different intelligence levels and everything. But to the narcissist, it's about them. It's not about you. So if you were or are, let's say, arm candy, in an old school term, what were you doing? You were supporting them. You were making them feel good when they made the entrance. See, you thought that they were proud of you walking in with them. Let's say it was an event. That's not what it was. They were saying, yeah, everyone's looking at me because you're on my arm. See, they didn't care about you. They cared that you were wearing the right dress or the right suit or that you had the right perfume or cologne or they had the right haircut. It was only to make them feel better. Essentially, you were a prop on the stage of abuse. You weren't even an extra. You were less than an extra. And the narcissist was writing the script in their tiny little brain over and over and over again. And you would play a part as long as they wanted you to play a part. And when they didn't need you, they would cast somebody else into your spot. I just shared 4 or 5 different nuggets of wisdom. I'm going to tell you a couple more, which is this. Realizing that the narcissist never cared, it's not just that they didn't do things that they should have done. It's that they didn't do things to inflict harm and damage upon you intentionally. There's a huge difference between the two of those things. So as I shared earlier, when you, a human being, beautiful, bright, shining light like I am, when you make mistakes, and I still make them every day, I will for the rest of my life, and I'm sure you will too, but you will atone for them. You will make up for them, but you will not want to replicate or duplicate them, and you will learn and you will grow and improve. That's what I do. It's not what the narcissist does. When they make a mistake, whether it's intentional or deliberate, or whenever they harm somebody or try to blow up some part of some person's day, they monitor it and watch it and see how much damage it inflicted. If it inflicted maximum damage, they will put that in their weaponized belt of arsenal of abuse, and they'll say, wait, that worked. I can do that again. And not only did it work with this person, it may work with this person and this person. See, they're always testing the water. They're always testing the temperature of humanity. They're always seeing what works and what doesn't. And what works, they will go back to the well over and over and over again. And things that don't work, they usually will throw them away unless they get a new source of supply in the future and try and dig it out of the closet of abuse or the skeletons of manipulation that they haven't used in a while, and they'll see if that works. Because the narcissist is getting older, and as they get older, they become who or whom? That's right, they become the aging narcissist. And the aging narcissist is not, and I repeat, not a pretty sight to see. These people know who they are, they know what they're doing, and they know that they don't care about anybody. Think about what the aging narcissist does. Let's say the aging narcissist is a grandfather or a grandmother, and say they're up there in the years. Well, do they get to see the grandkids or their own kids? Probably not. Maybe they do, but probably not. Maybe the kids have wised up and and cut ties with their parents who turn out to be toxic. You need to understand everybody pays a price when you're around the narcissist. Everybody. You did when you were in the household with them. You did it when you were in school with them. You did it when you were dating them. You did it when you were in business with them or when you sat next to them at work. You did it when you were on an airplane ride halfway across the country and you had to sit next to somebody who was humming. I can't hear you. What'd you say? What? See? They play games that a child would play. The difference is a child grows up and becomes healthy and stable. At least that's my hope. The narcissist is stuck in that low vibrational state, and they will do whatever they can do to disrupt and disturb people's energy. Why? Because they don't care about anybody. And the sooner you realize that, the sooner off you will understand that you need to get away from this person you're considering as far and as fast as you can, because the narcissist doesn't change. They only deteriorate over time. They only get worse. And the longer you're stuck communicating with that person, or the more information they can learn about you, or the more information they're harvesting about you, the more they can weaponize it against you today, tonight, tomorrow, or at a later date. That's why these people are sinking ships. They're ticking time bombs. They're walking cyclones of abuse, and they act like they can't help it. They don't know it. Oh, I had a rough childhood. Oh, I'm sorry, I've got a, whatever the acronym is. You know what? The truth of the matter is, they put their clothes on the exact same way you do. They breathe the same air as you do, and I do. And they have the opportunity to make decisions every single day when they wake up. Am I going to stand for goodness today, or am I going to stand for evil? Well, they choose the latter most times. Of course, every once in a while, they make it seem like they care by donating money, specifically now during the holiday season, and making sure that they're getting all the headlines. Look at me, I've got X number of dollars and I donated a micro fraction of it to make it seem like I'm so generous and kind. Well, that's just them trying to throw more fishing lines into the ocean of abuse to see who would take the bait. You took the bait, I took the bait. No longer do we take the bait. Now we understand that when you realize the narcissist doesn't care, it's not just about you, it's about anybody. These people go through life looking to inflict damage, looking to harm people, and looking to keep people subservient to them and not believing in themselves. And that was who I was for a period of time. That's who you were. Once you get the wisdom, you need to run for the hills and get as far away from these people as fast as you possibly can. Go no contact, block them, delete them, remove them and all flying monkeys and people associated with them. If not now, when? I understand if you can't do that now, get ready to create, develop, and execute your exit plan. But understand, the narcissist never cared about you. They don't care about anybody. And if you think for a minute they're going to care about you miraculously in the future, you really need to play this video a few times, because they don't, they won't, and they can never change. They can't improve. They will stay stuck and trapped in that low vibrational cycle of abuse, the low vibrational quagmire state. That's where they are doomed and destined and stuck in the trap. So everyone, that's the video. I hope you liked it. I loved doing it from the beautiful Carolinas. This is Andrew. Namaste. Have a great afternoon, evening, or morning. No matter where you are on the planet, you are not alone. I love you all, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Before I close the video, understand something. We're in the holidays again. I keep saying it because that's the time of year we're in. No matter when you're watching this video, whether it's today when I create it, and I'll post it in a few hours, or whether it's in the middle of summer, in the years in the future, you need to maintain your boundaries. You need to continue to understand that toxicity is everywhere on the planet, and it hides, it crawls, it creeps, it slithers. You need to keep it away from you. You need to understand that this lesson that you're learning, it's to benefit you and protect you and insulate you and those loved and trusted ones around you for the future. Not everyone goes through the cycle. Not everyone makes it out. I did, and I healed properly. My hope is that's what you've done. But you need to understand, the narcissist doesn't care about you. They never have, and they never will. Go no contact, block that parasite, get them out of your life, and heal properly. I love you all. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye.